Just minutes ago, President Obama approved a disaster declaration for West Virginia. 9 counties are dealing with a chemical spill. It contaminated the water supply up to 300,000 people.
It leaked from a 48,000-gallon tank at Freedom Industries chemical storage facility on the Elk River. About a mile downriver is the West Virginia American Water Company.
Authorities say 7,500 gallons of a toxic chemical used to process coal.
It continued rushing toward the Ohio River, traveling more than 250 miles to Cincinnati.
For safety, we would just ask that everyone please do not use any tap water.
For those who are pregnant, you should not be drinking the water.
Everybody's wanting water. There is no water.
But officials aren't sure how much of it is in the pipeline.
Local tap water not safe for drink.
It'll irritate your nose, throat.
It's a zoo in here, isn't it?
It's a zoo.
Now it's utter chaos.
Eyes burning.
We don't know that the water's not safe, but I can't say it is safe.
But I'd been working that afternoon on something, and about 4 o'clock, somebody came to my office from the insurance folks at the old Woodrooms building. And he was on the 4th floor, and I had known his family, and he came in and he said, "The water tastes like licorice." And it was a real fiasco. Everything shut down. And people were lining up at, first they started lining up at the grocery store where I go to, Piggly Wiggly, to buy water. And then we started giving it away. I was, to say the least, dancing. I mean, I was trying to put out a message that didn't scare people, but was truthful. So that's what I call dancing. And because I didn't want to ruin the image of this community. I don't think anybody started drinking the water for a while. I think that most people just drank a bottle of water. We had a backlog of it because people had picked it up. It was free, and but you could take a shower. But as far as drinking that water, no. The problem was it was coal soap. Coal. In a lot of places, that's the demon of the world, fossil fuels. You know, so. It just added on to a reputation that's been distorted. You know, when you tried to deal with those people at the water plant, they weren't pleasant. I mean, some corporations are responsible. I mean, they did good things for the community, but that one's not. I don't have any good feeling about West Virginia Water Company.
Most of the agencies in Kanawha County, we had to hold them back. You know, they were just, we'd get water to them, they'd distribute it. Just almost every fire department, one way or another, was involved some way, along with a lot of other agencies that I can't name off the top of my head. But that just shows how good it is here, because people want to step up and help. Luckily, we're in Kanawha County, and luckily we're in West Virginia, because a lot of agencies stepped up to assist. We gave out water at different places, and I'm going to miss a lot. But for example, Pinch and Sissonville and all these other different fire departments set up distribution centers so we could take truckloads of water up there, unloading, and it was so easy people didn't have to get out of their car. Commission employees and sheriff's deputies and different people out there, putting water in cars. That was the biggest help, was everybody stepped up to participate and give us a hand. It took a while because there was a lot of mistrust in the public. A lot of folks did not trust the water, and I think to this day there's probably people that don't trust the water. I do. One of the things we've learned is how important it is for our water system. The do not use order was for drinking purposes. But what happens if we lose our water system now? Most of our water we use at home is not for drinking. It's for flushing toilets, it's washing clothes, bathing, and things of that nature. And what we drink is just a small part of what we use from our water system. Water is the hardest commodity to have on hand to last you that long. So we understand how important it is for our water system to be good.
Well, when they saw how much we had, they were relieved because they came looking to get a case of water, but we were able to give them several, if that's what they needed. And we told them, well, don't know how long it's going to last, but as long as it lasts, you come back. We're not putting any limits on anybody. Like I say, the back of my church we couldn't get any more in there. That's why we had to go to the 2nd Avenue Center. And then they were still bringing truckloads of water in. And so the response from the outside community was awfully tremendous. At that point, nobody cared where you came from to get your water. You could be on the East End, like I said, Sissonville, from wherever. Just if you needed it, come and get it. And so once we got the water going, and again, not all of the folk that went to church here were, lived here on the west side. So, but they got the announcement here in church that we've got water, and so they would spread it out to other people that they knew. And so we were able to just supply folk from wherever for how much they needed. It was tremendous how the folk did come together. And so I think that played a role in this last water crisis that we had here on the west side, how they quickly banded together and started trying to help each other. So the lesson from that was just one of sharing and caring.
Because of these storage tanks that Freedom had, they were permeable. They had been leaking for ages. In the freeze, one of them spring leak, and then the retaining wall that they were sitting in frozen and shattered also, so the water was just pouring straight into the Elk River, right above, a mile and a half above the water company intake, only intake. They had already sent out water bills that week, and they were, 2, 4, even 10 times as much as the previous month's bill for water you couldn't use, for water that was contaminated, poisoned. We actually ended up organizing a march on the water company and had a big demonstration there, or rally there, and delivered bills for hot water heaters, and lacking the water, delivered bills to the water company. They're sending out bills to us. Well, give them bills, back. People were really mad at the water company, and the insult to injury were the increased bills. You normally pay, let's say $50, well, you got 150, 200, 300 bucks, as a bill all of a sudden, and you can't even use your water. You can't even, shower in it. You can't wash a dish in it. Well, the problem was West Virginia American Water Company is a corporation. Their goal is not to provide safe water to you and me. Their goal is to make money for the shareholders. The more profit they make, the more money they make, the more they can pay their shareholders. That's a corporation. A public water system has one job, and that's to provide safe water. They're not in it to make a profit. The 8-county area that was affected by this was because the water company would buy small PSCs, water company or public water services, and then take them over, we'll give you safer everything, and it's, so much better. Well, it wasn't necessarily, and then once the one intake was contaminated, 8 counties were without water. Had we succeeded in public water campaign, the mess that had happened right here would not last, 2 weeks ago, would not have happened. We would have had better infrastructure, the money pouring back into the system rather than going to the shareholders. It would not have, we would not have had the water leak which caused the gas problem here.